I'm live. Am I live? Am I really live? It's been one of those beautiful days. It has been a great day. Trying to find my video real quick so I can make sure I'm live on the interweb. Let me search Dad with a Phone on Facebook. All right, let's go here. I know y'all are there. Everybody else just showed up. I want to make sure I'm running on the Dad. How are y'all doing? Y'all having a good day? I'll tell you what I did today. Happy New Year. I haven't been on any lives today because I have been out of service. Today I chased a huge mountain lion. That's what I did today. So it was why is Patrick my thumbnail? That is no cool. That is not cool. Yes, it was awesome. Last year I went out on New Year's Day with a houndsman that's from this area, and we got a mountain lion. Today we did not get a mountain lion. We didn't kill any mountain lions. No mountain lions were harmed today. But I walked about 10 miles or 15 miles. Probably could look. Let's see what my heart says. You know, my little heart. Let's see what it says. Where's my heart at? My heart's gone. Oh no, there it is. Health. I walked 10.4 miles. Went up 166 floors in elevation. Think about that. Like, you know how your little iPhone does floors? I climbed 166 floors today and went 10.4 miles. And it was awesome. But we didn't kill a mountain lion. And that is 100% mountain lion hunting. You will go out a bunch of times and not ever see one. But we saw a big one today. We just didn't get it. We just didn't. It outsmarted us. The reason that mountain lion is still alive and has grown to epic proportions is because it is a very, very smart mountain lion. And just so you guys know, there is a heavy population of mountain lions in the area I live in. The quotas never get met during hunting season, and very few people can even hunt mountain lions because it takes a specialized person. It takes specialized dogs. And if you don't like hunting, I'm sorry. If you don't like hunting with dogs, I'm sorry. That's been going on for 10,000 years. There is a reason why the dog is man's best friend. It is because man and dog have hunted and coexist together as partners for tens of thousands of years. It is never, ever more evident than the bond between a dog and a man until you see hound dogs chase a mountain lion, and the trust that they put in their houndsman, the trust they put in their owner. So I'm worn out, and I got home to an empty house. My wife and my children have left me on New Year's. They're at an Airbnb tonight. Hookup deal. I was going to go. I was actually driving through. I was just worn plumb out. So I'm not fond of mountain lions. They kill most of my goats. Exactly. Loving life at home. But nevertheless, Happy New Year, episode 1. I like it. Plastic canvas. I'm glad you joined today. I don't have anything planned. I sat there for about 10 minutes flipping through Netflix, flipping through Amazon Prime, flipping through the television, and I said, there's nothing on. It's all freaking reruns. So I looked on YouTube. Nobody's live. So I went live to talk to you guys. If you want to talk about mountain lions, we can talk about mountain lions. If you want to talk about the new year, we can talk about the new year. My husband got a deer today. Freezer is full. This wife is happy. That's what I'm talking about right there. Best when it's off the cuff. That's what I'm saying, Lily Rose. Most of my stuff goes off the cuff, but today is 100% special off the cuff. So if you stick around, we can literally talk about anything. I have the whole house to myself. I can't be too loud, and nobody's going to get mad at me. And Happy New Year. It's the year 2020. It blows my mind. It blows my mind, one, because a lot of people told me I wouldn't live past 20. And now here I am 40 and it's the year 2020 and I'm happily married, have 3 wonderful kids, live in the mountains of Colorado. And by God, I was running around the woods today. So it's a good day. Happy New Year, Miss Justice. What's up, everybody? We need a few callings tonight. I got my phone on. If you want to call in and talk to me and you want to ask questions, you know the number. If you don't know the number, boom. I just gave my cell phone out in the year 2020. A bunch of people are scared of that. I'm not scared of that. I don't think I have any new voicemails. I haven't received any like classic voicemails in the year 2020 yet. Nothing to let me double check. I could be lying. Nope. No new voicemails. Let me see what the comments are saying because I can't read them. The roaring 20s were 100 years ago. That's crazy. Phone dad with the phone, Miss Justice says. I hate Colorado, Sharon says. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. Well, I'm in Colorado. And if you hate Colorado, I don't know what to tell you. Miss Justice and Yolanda. Hello, my lovely ladies. True Helper says. Well, hello, Miss Justice and Yolanda. I'm glad y'all are here. Happy New Year to you, Miss Yolanda. Oh, man. I'm tired, though. Freaking walked a long way today. A long way. I got altitude sickness at Pikes Peak. Listen, you are not meant to be above 11,200 feet. So yes, when you go up on Pikes Peak, there is a chance you'll get altitude sickness. There's a reason why the trees don't grow above 11,000 feet. And the trees need that oxygen just like you need that oxygen. And so when you get up above 11,000 feet, it is very easy to get altitude sickness. So you got to drink a lot of water. You got to cut back on the alcohol. And sometimes you need to acclimate. And that doesn't mean going to 14,000 feet. Listen, I live at 8,500 feet. And when I go up on Pikes Peak, I don't feel so good. So you're not alone. Oh, happy birthday. Happy New Year's. Happy birthday. Happy New Year's, Donna. Cooter's in the house. I like the cooters. There's quite a few cooters on Facebook, and I kind of like the cooters. Born and raised in Colorado, but I don't care for winters. Understand. My friends and family has a wine glass place at Pikes Peak. A wine glass. The wines of Colorado that are at the bottom of the mountain. Is that what you're talking about? Fresh air is good. I was up at about, we were up at about 11,000 feet today. We were right at tree line. Following from Australia, but originally from South Africa. Have you been to either Australia or South Africa? I've been to South Africa a couple of times, Maria. I have never been to Australia, but I plan to go someday. But I have been to South Africa on a number of occasions. I'm in the mountains from North Carolina on the East Coast. Thanks for joining us today, Sharon. What's up? Come on, Muffs. Come on, Muffs. I was just talking about the bond between a dog and the human. Such a good pup. I got a good pup here. Thank you. What's up, girl? What's up? Did you have a good day today? I missed you too. Trust me, you would not want to go where we went today. The dogs were tired. We did about 10 miles. The dogs did about 22 miles chasing this mountain lion. It was nuts. Dad with the phone. I have a good feeling that this year is going to be awesome for all of us. May God bless you and your beautiful family, my friend. I take it, True Helper. I take those blessings this year. People that live at tree line have an extra pint of blood to carry the oxygen throughout their bodies. Are you just making something up? I think you're just making that up, Jacobs. Andy Jacobs. Now, my daughter was born at 8,500 feet, and I think she probably has some extra tolerance for the altitude. I live in Arizona at 3,500 feet. I can't imagine 8,500 feet. I love it in the high country, but it does breed some weirdos. I'm not going to lie. Oh, True Helper. How nice. Yolanda, people are nice. I have a lot of nice people. What did somebody say there? I just missed it. Are you sure? What? What did somebody say? Are you sure it wasn't a cougar on two legs? That's funny. That's funny, Miss Justice. And he said, and Jacob says, I live in Blue River for 8 years at 10,500 feet. It is a fact. She says, if you're born above tree line, you have an extra pint of blood to carry oxygen. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, people. Please do. Please do. My dad's from Arizona, Bridget. Was born in Yuma, Arizona. That's like almost Mexico. The Wines of Pikes Peak. It's called the Wines of Colorado. It's not called the Wines of Pikes Peak. It's called the Wines of Colorado, but I'm okay with it. It's at Pikes Peak Highway. Rattlesnakes on Pikes Peak. You may run into some rattlesnakes on the south side of Pikes Peak. Very, very, very few. Very few rattlesnakes at altitude. It's too cold for snakes. We don't have a lot of snakes in Colorado. Oh, Colorado is absolutely gorgeous. Jane Doe, who are you? Who are you, Jane Doe? Who are you for real? You don't even have to be born there. You just have to live there for a short period of time. Miss Jacobs thinks that you get extra blood if you move to altitude. Can somebody please Google that? Is that in Wikipedia? Because I just don't know if that's true. Oh no, we don't have snakes. I'm so scared of snakes. There's a lot of snakes in the world, Yolanda. Lots of snakes. Happy New Year's to you too, Daniel. You're one of my 1%ers. That's what I call all my male followers. If your name is really Daniel, is it Daniel? Yeah, it's Daniel. Colorado is beautiful, but I lived here my whole life. You tend to take it for granted. You know, I haven't even lived here my whole life, and sometimes I take Colorado for granted. Today, Today, I did not take Colorado for granted. Colorado whipped my ass. 10 miles into some of the most rugged country the world knows. No roads, folks. And the dogs went, the mountain lions went, and so did we. And I'm telling you what, we got to some places where the view was spectacular. And I made sure to sit there and take it in and not take it for granted today. So, Happy New Year's to you, hybrid. Oh my God, where did the human remains come from? Did the cats kill them? No, there were no human remains, just me. Whoo, we have the most dangerous snakes in the world in Australia. Yes, you do. Y'all probably have the most dangerous animals, period. Like, I think y'all got some pretty dangerous insects. I'm pretty sure you got some of the most dangerous snakes. So, yeah. Ooh. What did Willis say? I'm looking. I must have missed that comment. The snakes in Colorado have names. Chris and Patrick. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. And you can survive a copperhead bite. I don't think I'm going to try, though. I used to run into copperheads in Texas. My daughter was born in Colorado Springs. Someday I hope to take her back. That's why people train at higher altitudes. Man, y'all are on the Colorado stuff. Happy New Year to you, Sunny Lightning. Looks like you're sporting a Colorado flag. You must be a Coloradoan. I don't know if you're a Colorado native, but Laura King, take her back. KK is tomorrow? No. KK is not till the 29th. KK goes to court on the 29th. 28th, 29th, something like that. I was saying at Dad with the phone that they just killed 3 mountain lions here in yesterday because they caught them eating human remains. Lucky Loo-hoo. That's not who said that? Who just said that? Bridget said that. Oh, that's crazy. Happy 2020 to you, Vicky from Seattle. Happy New Year's to you, Red Ruby from Georgia. I didn't want to try either. I just sucked my finger in its mouth by accident. Oh. I don't know what y'all are talking about now. Blue ring octopus. Happy 2020 from Virginia. Thanks, Savannah. Thanks for joining tonight. I don't have a big agenda tonight. I threw my phone number up for a second if somebody wants to call and talk to me. If not, I'm not going to cry about it. I simply couldn't find anything else on TV. There was literally nothing on Netflix that interests me. There was nothing on Amazon that interests me. I've already watched Don't with Cats. So I've already watched Kevin Hart, Don't This Up. I think I'm going to watch every title that has the word in it this year. And so far I've watched Kevin Hart, Don't This Up, and Don't with Cats. So there you go. Everything else on Netflix sucks. Where did they find human remains to eat? Somebody's talking about mountain lions in Arizona that were eating human remains. Dad, are you going to court tomorrow? Why would I go to court tomorrow? Nobody's going to court tomorrow. Nobody's going to court tomorrow. KK goes to court on the 28th or 29th. She better. She better not go to court tomorrow. Kevin Hart is hilarious. The Cats guy lived 1.5 hours from me. Crazy hybrid. That was a crazy show. Dad with the phone, I live close to your sister. You know who I am. Jane Doe. I don't know who you are. You live close to my sister? Are you like one of my sisters that's like creeping on my YouTube? A good movie, Prisoners. Can we scream at KK from the streets though? I did. I screamed at her. Have you seen that video? Y'all want me to show y'all that video? I screamed at KK. I screamed, "Where'd you put the body, KK?" No, I said, "Where'd you put the body, Crystal?" Sister from another mister. Oh. Happy New Year's from Wisconsin. Ah. How far are you from Chris Watts? Wisconsin? Oni. Bridget, is that who Jane Doe is, Oni? Why did I get a message? Happy New Year's to you too, Kelly. My whole family is gone right now. Why did I get a message from her? Please. Oh. I just voted. Elisa, you just sent me a message. I just voted. One of the girls that I filmed her wedding just messaged me, and she's got her baby in like a contest. Have you been to Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains? I have, Lady D. I have been to Tennessee and the Smoky Mountains. Get it right. It's Felononi, the artist formerly known as Phony. No doubt he will change his name to a symbol soon. I still want to know who Jane Doe is because she says she lives close to my sisters. Do you know my sisters? Or are you just saying that? Left Facebook, came to YouTube. I'd like to give both something. You said, oh, forums alike. Oh, thank you, Laura B. So if the trolls sneak into Facebook and you don't like to see Jane Doe is related to John Doe. Oh, it's funny. The Smoky Mountains are pretty good looking, beautiful. They are pretty beautiful. I like the Smoky Mountains. I'm pretty down with the Smoky Mountains. I like Nashville. I like I got some friends that live north of Nashville. They actually live in Kentucky, but I fly into Nashville when I see them. She said she texted you about snow chains. I don't know what the crap you're talking about. Nobody texted me. I could have used some snow chains this morning, though. Oh, I remember somebody asked me about snow chains one time. Yeah, I do remember that conversation. Whoever that was. If that was Jane Doe, maybe. Did you ever hear back from the guy that posted in the Gypsy group? Nope, I didn't. I'm beginning to think that was Dane. Trying to, Jane Doe sounds like a stalker. She could be. She could be. Jane Doe could be a stalker. Or she could just be a really nice person that lives close to my sisters. I always get paranoid because there are people that live close to me or close to my family, and then they tell me they're following me on Facebook or YouTube. Smoky Mountains don't compare to the Rocky Mountains lived by both. Happy New Year to you, Michelle. It's 2020. We adopted a mini schnauzer 5 months old, and she chews on everything. This is what puppies do. They chew on. But we we beat our dogs. I'm just kidding. I investigate. I don't stalk. I investigate. No, we do not beat our dogs. Sometimes we would like to beat our dogs when they chew on stuff, but we don't. I'm sure somebody's going to call the cops on me now for pet abuse. This is real abuse over there. That dog's just freaking chilling. I love my dogs. I do love my doggies. I don't stalk. I investigate. Laura King's in the house. Hey, thanks for everybody joining tonight. If you joined because you're trying to get some info, probably should not get past. You can never hit your dog. I don't hit my dog, Sonny. I'm just kidding. It was just a joke. Happy New Year's from New Zealand. That's what I'm talking about. Where's that New Zealand comment? Boom. I was wondering what you yelled at KK in that clip. Couldn't quite catch what you were saying. Where'd you hide Kelsey's body? That's what I yelled. I got a little bit overwhelmed with emotion. Y'all see, I was the only one there. Literally, everybody else just gave up. No public, no freaking press, like one press person. People just think it's over with because Muffins in general are my dog's names. Yes. Hey, Dad and chat. Texas Ashley says, I was wondering the same on TikTok. Oh, what I yelled? Yeah. I just got overwhelmed with emotion. I'm sorry. That's another topic I'm going to cover. Everything dogs. If I could make money, hey, check this out. I'm going to have a celebrity dog trainer on the podcast. He's a great friend of mine. He's done a couple of TED Talks. We're going to do, we've been messaging back and forth. I've been trying to get him on the podcast. He helped me actually train one of my other dogs. I had a service dog and a therapy dog, and he helped me train them. You can check out my celebrity dog trainer friend. His name is Ryan Matthews. And if you Google TED Talks, Ryan Matthews, he just did his second TED Talk. But I'm going to have him on the podcast, and we're going to talk about dog training and everything dogs just because I can. Just because I can. And so that'll be a podcast coming soon for sure. Life with Jen Woof Woof. It should be. I've been following D-Wop. How long have you been following D-Wop, Jane Doe? Since the very beginning of the Kelsey case. Cool. Smokey P. Doing big things in 20. Smokey P, I should send you a link right now so you could come in. I don't want to force you to come in, though. Haven't talked to Smokey P. We got to do a show together, Smokey P. We got to come up with something. What happened to Patrick's dogs? I think Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services took them. So that's where I think they are. Hey, we had fireworks on Pikes Peak last night at midnight. Did anybody in Colorado see those? They woke my butt up. Megan does not go to court tomorrow. It's been postponed till February 3rd. You're absolutely correct, Rose. Megan doesn't go to court tomorrow. KK doesn't go to court. Shit, if anybody goes to court tomorrow, I ain't going. I'm tired. I walked 10.5 miles on some of the most rugged country there was today. I did 166 floors of elevation. Yeah, 166 floors of elevation. Oh my gosh. I fell asleep before the ball dropped, Smokey P said. I was asleep at midnight, and then I heard the fireworks go off, and I woke up. So Somebody better go to court tomorrow. Who's going to go to court? Because I ain't going to court. There is no court. Smokey P, you should come on and tell me about all the YouTube drama you've been involved in lately. I hate Patrick Frazee even more because of how he treated his dogs, horses, and cows. Tell us what you really think, Marianne. Tell us what you really think. How much do you really hate Patrick Frazee? Oh, Pat Frazee. Oh, Patty boy. They would not have justification to remove the dogs as long as his mom is caring for them. If they did, animal control would have removed them with a warrant. Inspector Pugs, I actually believe they removed the dogs because Miss Frazee couldn't take care of them. Like she physically couldn't take care of them. So I actually believe they removed the dogs because they didn't have anyone there to take care of them. They also removed the horses because they didn't have anyone there to take care of them. So I don't think they even needed a warrant because I believe it was it may have not been at Oma's request, but they removed the dogs early on because she wasn't physically able to take care of them. Did you see Facebook where a woman is looking for 2 of her horses that Patrick Frazee took to show to family? He was arrested before she got. I did see that. I think she actually got her horses back. Yes, animal control did remove the dogs. You know how I know this, by the way? Because in one of the drone shots that you see on the news, the animal control officer, her name is Trixie. Trixie was at the house and she was there with the other animal control officer. I know Trixie because she has chased the general for years and has never been successful in catching the general. Oh, she has stood right here at my door and tried to issue me a ticket for a loose dog, and the general ran through her legs. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't have a loose dog. And she issued me a ticket, and then I went to court and I took the general to court, literally. Some of you may have even seen this live. You may have even seen this live on the underground because I'm pretty sure I broadcast it live when I took the general to the courthouse and I made him go up and see the judge. And Judge Bruce, at the time, we like to call him Dismissal Bruce. Judge Bruce came out of the stand and came and petted the general, and he dismissed all the general's charges, and the general was set free. Laura King just subbed 2 days ago. Who is the general? The general is my bull pug. The general went to court. I promise you. I promise you. I don't know where that live video is, but there is a live video of the general's charges getting dismissed by Dismissal Bruce, Judge Dismissal Bruce. Tell us about your court case. I can't. I still got to go to trial. I can't be talking about my court case. What kind of stupid question is that? Smokey P, what's your brother? Laura King, you won't regret it. DWAP is as good as they get, my dear. Don't be telling her that, true helper. Don't be telling nobody that. I am more wicked than most. Man, if y'all knew the wicked shit that went through my heart, trust me. I try to be good, but show the general. My dogs are asleep, man. Look at this. One of them sleeping right there on the couch. I don't even know where the general's at. He's probably in Zane's room asleep. I ain't trying to go get the general up. I know. If you haven't seen the general, you can go find him on Instagram. General's got his own Instagram. The general has his own Facebook. Shit. You can go check him out. DWAP is a DK. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know what DK means. Will you cover another trial? Hey, thank you, Miss Justice. I'm actually going to cover the Megan Firamunga. How do you say her last name? The general did used to lay with me during my YouTube room, but I don't know where the general's at right now. I'm covering the Heidi Brizard case, and if that case goes to actually trial, there's a good possibility that I'll be going down to Austin to actually go to that trial in person and cover it. I've been talking to some people that said they're willing to help me financially, in a sense, get down to Austin and cover that trial. And then there's some people down there that are followers of Dad with a Phone who said, I'm more than willing to stay at their place as long as I need, which is crazy. Just random strangers on YouTube said I could come stay at their house. Hopefully they're not like Craigslist killers. But nonetheless, if the Heidi Brizard case goes to trial and Megan goes to trial in that case, I'm going to try to cover it actually live from Austin. So words cannot describe my hate for PF and his evil mother. And to think he only saw Kelsey as an inconvenience. Man, girl, you got some what were your deepest thoughts? Oh yeah. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. I think she's going to try insanity defense. I hope so. Oh, deepest thoughts during the Frazee case. Did you have, what did you say? Did you have dreams about it? I did have some dreams. If you're ever in Pennsylvania near Philadelphia, my wifey and I would have you stay with us. True helper. You're a man? Shit. Or maybe you're a lesbian. I don't know. Maybe I freaking just put my foot in my mouth. Thank you, true helper. Faramuska. I definitely think she's going to go with insanity. Maybe. Can't forget the epic picture of Oma's shoes. That was pretty good, actually. Oh, yes, sir, I am. I'm an old grunt, my friend. That's funny, true helper. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Hey, Swap. Love you and your bald head. You're the best. Just did a clean shave on it the other day, but it's already stubbed up. My beard's growing out, though. I'm going to let it go. Y'all probably have never seen me with a long beard, maybe in pictures or in my mugshot. I think I have a long beard in one of my mugshots. You guys know I've been arrested in more countries than most people have visited. True freaking story. How about that? I think Andrea Yates was found insane during a second trial. Where are you angry with PF? Found me through J, true helper. Nice. She's trying to attend church outside of a mental facility. What's up, Cheryl? Trace? Sherry? I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Trace, hello. Do you think Megan will be charged with murder? I actually think she will be charged with murder. What is your current case about? The Heidi Brizard case was the missing mom who went missing on December 12th in Austin, Texas. They found her on December 19th in the trunk of her best friend's car, and her best friend had kidnapped her baby and tried to pass it off as her own baby. And I've been following that case since it started, and I'll continue to follow that case through trial. There are some local cases. I am going to look at the Mindy Lee murder, and I'm going to be speaking with Mindy Lee's mother. She already has reached out, and we're going to set something up probably in this first week of the new year and start talking about Mindy Lee's case. Mindy Lee was found murdered and left on the football fields here in Woodland Park. And it's a really crazy case with a lot of twists and turns. It could actually be related to Patrick Frazee, and it could be karma. It could be whatever. It could be karma that he got 156 years plus life in prison. She was near Kelsey's, right? Well, everything's near Kelsey's. Like, I'm near Kelsey's. This is a very small town. The town is about 7,500 people. It's geographically landlocked by the national forest. So everything's close to Kelsey's. But the high school, yes, the high school. But she was found, Kelsey didn't live there when Mindy Lee was murdered. So at the time that Mindy Lee was murdered, Kelsey didn't even live in Colorado. So although she was found at the high school, which is close to Kelsey's, it wasn't Kelsey's at the time. So I don't know. It was strange from day one. Lucky Lou, who? Oh, Costa. That's what I think. What else y'all got? Yeah, just if you want to look it up, you can actually go to Dad with the Phone YouTube. And I did a series of interviews, or I released a series of videos with an interview with Mindy Lee's mother. And so you could go look that up. Kelsey's place is walking distance from the high school. Yeah, but everything's walking distance from the high school. Lucky Lou, who? I walk to the high school. My kids walk to the high school. Everything is walking. I mean, pretty much everything is within walking distance of everything in Woodland Park. I have walked to the post office that is literally about as far away from my house as you can get. So everything is kind of close, just blocks. I will dig deep into that case. The football fields are fenced, but there are gates into the football fields. 75,000 in my city. Yes. 7,500 in mine. Very small town. I know a lot of people in town. A lot of people know me in town. Yeah, it's a very small town. Everybody kind of, not everybody knows everybody, but if you want to make an effort to know people in town, you can very well make an effort to know a lot of people in town, and you can know a lot of people in Woodland Park. And so, true story. True story. Too many people moving to Colorado. Many crazies here. I can't live here anywhere else, though. Oh, you can't live anywhere else. Yep. That's pretty much true statement right there. Too many people coming to Colorado. Too many crazies in Colorado. Pretty much can't live anywhere else. That pretty much sums me up too. I have a best friend, and Frederick Watt's case is crazy. Yes. Hello, Lori. How are you doing today? Where are you coming from, Lori? Where are you from, Miss Smoot? Lori Smoot. I can't live in a landlocked state. I need the ocean. I'm down with that too. I do think at some point I'm probably going to move back to South Florida. I want to go fishing and catch tuna every night. I want to have sushi every night that I catch. So at some point, I am going to probably move back. California is invading Texas. That's funny, Jane Doe, because some people would say Texas is invading Colorado. D-Wop, you're an awesome host with how you present and ask questions. You go to, oh, I don't even know what you're saying. Thank you for saying I'm an awesome, and aren't afraid to get yourself in there for justice. Thanks. Where in South Florida? Well, we got a cousin that lives in Key West. That's about as South Florida as you can get. He lives on one of the islands down there. I don't know which island he lives on, but we got cousins there. We got cousins pretty South Florida. It depends on, you know what it really depends on? If at one point I can quit all my prostitution gigs. And so if I don't have to be next to a major city or an airport, then there is a possibility that I will move as far south as I can. I will live on a houseboat and I will fish every day. How about that? Rachel B. 2008. We do know how to celebrate for sure. I celebrated the new year by getting up at 2:30 this morning. By 3 o'clock, I was in my Jeep driving forest roads, trying to come across a mountain lion track that was crossing the road. And because there's snow on the ground, you can see the mountain lion tracks in the snow. That's how I kicked off my day. And I came home to an empty house. My wife and my kids are gone to an Airbnb. Somebody threw us an Airbnb, which is awesome. D-Wop, why so far south? I get the fishing, but why move there? Pretty muggy. Yeah, probably. It's probably muggy. I don't know. It just would be fun. He never said anything, but thoughts were that he was seeking sole custody and she was just in his way. Nah, the motive behind the Kelsey Barrett case. This will be something that will be talked about for years. What was the motive? The easy motive is, yes, the baby. But I think there is much deeper, darker, sinister stuff involved. I think let me tell you what I think. I think Crystal Lee Kinney and Patrick Frazee have killed before. There you go. How about that? I think Crystal Lee Kinney and Patrick Frazee are serial killers. How about that one? There you go. I wish Big Papa would take a bat to Patrick and hit a homer over Fenway Park. Man, you are so nice to Patrick. Cindy Wright, I don't know if you disagree with me. Lori Smoot says, I love watching you. You have kept us informed so well. Thank you for all your hard work. Enjoy getting to know your family. Thanks for sharing your family with us and for being so real. KK is most likely watching this very live. There's a very, very good chance KK is watching this live. I know for a fact she watches Dad with the Phone. So What is going on with Oma? I got you, Cindy. Oma, I don't know. I was under the impression Oma was being investigated for her part in trying to tamper with witnesses. But I think she's laying low. Haven't seen her at the Safeway lately. Haven't seen her at the Walgreens lately. I think she's laying low. KK's days are numbered. Remy says hi if you're watching, KK. Hey, Crystal Lee, if you want to call in, you're not allowed to talk to media, but listen very carefully, Crystal Lee Kinney. Dad with the phone, Michael Dalton, has actually been said in court by the prosecutors not to be media. The prosecutors actually said it out loud. Michael Dalton is not media, which means, Crystal Lee Kinney, you can actually talk to me and not even violate your deal. So if you're listening and you want to defend yourself, hey, pick up the phone, girl. Pick up the phone. Give old daddy a call. Let's talk. I'm not media. The Jennifer Beeman, the defense attorney, said I'm not media, which means you could talk to me and you wouldn't be violating your deal. I'm just saying. Think about it. Think about it, girl. Just a dad with the phone. Just saying. Reply your telephone call with the man who was told about PF and KK threatening him. That's a freaking call. If you haven't heard that phone call, it's on YouTube or Facebook. It's a crazy one. The crazy thing about that call is he says Kelsey was there with Crystal Lee Kinney and him, which doesn't make a lot of sense because we know pretty much for a fact that Kelsey did not know Crystal because Crystal brought her coffee as a stranger, and she even tells people from work that this strange woman came to my house and brought me coffee. But this guy claims that Kelsey and Crystal were outside his house with Sean Frazee and Patrick Frazee, and they like abducted him or abused him in some crazy way. It's a crazy one. D-Wop, call your stalker who left you 64,000 messages. Why would I call? Why would I encourage that, Miss Justice? Why would I encourage her? Whew. So I'm just saying. I'm sitting here watching your live replay from New Year's Eve. I didn't realize you were live now. Well, Robin, now you know. Now you know. What type of work are you in? I'm in the prostitution work. He may have mixed up Kelsey with some other girl. He very well could have. I remember that phone call. That guy was still petrified and very traumatized. And let me tell you something about that phone call. That guy's verified. Like, I talked to that dude's dad or father-in-law. Yeah, I talked to that dude's father-in-law. I know his father-in-law personally. So the guy who called me, and when he kind of mentioned who he was, I put two and two together. And so when I got off that phone, I actually called his father-in-law to verify his story. And his father-in-law verifies the story to a point. He verifies that something did happen to him, that he was abused, that there was some drugs, that he had been drugged, that there are some things that went down. Now, at some point, the father-in-law kind of backs off all the details of the story, but for a fact, that dude was not just a crazy random caller. He literally had a business here in town. He was literally run out of town, and he literally had problems with the police officers, and there were some issues with them abusing him and different things. And so I verified a lot of his story. I'm just saying, just so you know. At least you ain't a hoe from Idaho. Oh, man. Where can I watch that? Somewhere on YouTube. I don't know. And I looked up the houses and figured out which ones they were and verified when he sold. Yeah, no. And the funny thing is, loving life at home, I actually know the people. Listen to this. I know the people who live in that house now. Yes, you need to hear that call. It's a crazy one. I think it's on Facebook. Yeah. Oh, do you think Oma will sell? Yes. I think she's moving out. Maybe. Maybe not, though. I was at a what they call Friendsgiving. I was at like a dinner between Thanksgiving and Christmas at Oma's neighbor's house. Literally, they live across the street from Oma. Their property borders Oma's place. Or like doesn't border, it's across the street from Oma's place. It was on Facebook. It was before you were YouTubing. There you go. That phone call is on. If you look up Dad with a Phone Talks, I don't know. I don't know what it's under. I really don't. That's the best part about my videos. Very few of you will be able to go back and find them. So anyway. Yeah, I did Thanksgiving, like a Friendsgiving across the street from Oma. I had a stalker in 1997. We had the same name. She had lost a baby and became obsessed with my child was hers. Damn. I'd like to know, I don't think I could resist knocking on her door. Well, you would resist because there's a big sign on her front gate that says private property. And if you'll remember, Patrick said, this is a private road and this is private property. So you probably couldn't get to her front door, Robin. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, my wife talked to Oma and sat across from her at the jail. What would I have said to Oma when I called her? I don't know. You might get shot, Don Keller says. I did call her phone number. I called the house line that was on the court documents. For some reason, they didn't redact them. And I did call them. I did call her. Is there not a lock on the gate? I think there is a lock on the gate. I would assume the gate's locked. We could just be Jehovah's Witnesses and pay her a visit, Inspector Pugs. You know, got to do what you're going to do. I did go face to face with Oma. Cindy Wright, Oma is Sheila Frazee. If you could talk to Patrick now, what would you say? I'd probably ask the why. I'd ask him the why. I don't know. I might get a chance. No, I hope I never get a chance. I should never go to prison. Although there are some Woodland Park police officers that would love to see Michael Dalton in federal prison. If you haven't heard that video, you should go over to some drama channel on YouTube. but I hope never to be in federal prison. But I wouldn't put it past them to try to put me in federal prison. You guys know that the cops don't like me here, right? They don't like any man that stands up for righteousness' sake. They don't like any man who stands up for good. They don't like anybody to stand up against evil. In 2020, I pray that good men resist. That's my hope, is that good men in this world will resist. I had this conversation today with someone as we were mountain lion hunting, how our entire world is afraid to put up resistance, and good men are afraid to resist. First of all, there are good police officers who are afraid to resist against bad police officers, and they end up putting themselves in the same category as those bad police officers because they're too afraid to resist evil. And there's a saying that is my saying for 2020. How do good men become a part of an evil regime? It's because they don't believe in resistance. And so I encourage good men to stand up and resist evil. And that can look different. It can have 100 different forms and 100 different ways that may look. But I encourage people because they don't believe in resistance. I didn't coin that phrase. That phrase was coined by a modern day David. His name is Josh Garrels, and his music will bless you. How about that? There you go. If people ask me what's my favorite music, I would say Josh Garrels. There you go. And listen to his song Resistance. There you go. That's my motto. That's my, what's not my motto? It's my anthem. The song Resistance by Josh Garrels. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify. Damn, you can download that whole album for free. He gave that album away. So it's on the album Love and War. Yeah, maybe. You'll find it. That's my anthem. No, the Rolling Stones did not coin that. There you go. Can you cover Kelsey Schilling's disappearance? This is one that I have looked into. This is one I have looked into a little bit. This happened in Colorado. If you're not familiar with the Kelsey Schilling case or the Kelsey Schilling disappearance, it's a girl who was pregnant, who drove down from Denver to Pueblo, Colorado, to supposedly meet up with her baby's daddy, or the guy who was going to be her baby's daddy, and then she vanished. And I believe they arrested the boyfriend in that case, but nevertheless, I love my son, but if he did that, I would turn on him. Saw your post saying maybe PF or Oma stole a lady's horses. I don't think they stole. I don't think they stole horses. I think the horses were removed from Patrick Frazee's property, and the rightful owners of those horses, it took them a while to get their horses back. Oh, they made multiple arrests in that case. There you go, Michael says. Oh, must be like PTSD. Lord King, the Heidi Bazard case must be like PTSD. It's called it's called post postpartum postpartum psychosis, I think. So it wouldn't be considered PTSD, but the Heidi Broussard case could be a case where Megan pleads postpartum psychosis. I think that's what that other girl did. I think that's what that other girl did that actually pled insane and is like in a mental institution. A lot of you were talking about her case. I think her name's Allison. But if there is something called postpartum psychosis, and there is a chance postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is a little different, right? Women get postpartum depression. A lot of women get postpartum depression and don't go kidnap other babies. But if you had postpartum psychosis, then you may be able to plead like this. You're like psycho from postpartum issues. So, but it's, I do believe it's called postpartum psychosis is what a woman pled like insanity from. That was her diagnosis. And she actually is in a mental institution because they found that she had postpartum psychosis. I very much think that if Megan is going to plead not guilty by reasons of insanity, I do believe they're going to go after this because there's already a precedent set. There's a very good chance they will go after this postpartum psychosis diagnosis on Megan, and that would not set her free, but she could live out her sentence or she could live out her days in a mental institution. I think she was desperate to hang on to a boyfriend. Have babies, live in a bus. Have you heard of the case in Indiana of Maha Robinson? I don't know. I don't know how to say that name. I'm terrible, by the way, at names. She's a 7-month-old that has a drug addicted mother, and she has no idea what happened to her baby. Oh, God. That would only work if she was actually pregnant. I don't think she was. Just my opinion. That's a good. That is absolutely right. Right, Robin. If she wasn't pregnant, then there's no way she could have postpartum psychosis. If she was just faking her pregnancy. What up, Miss Murder in Australia? Glad to see you on YouTube tonight. I know it's like the second there. So happy New Year's from America. I know that you live in the future, though. So it's not New Year's anymore. New subscriber, enjoy your shows. Hello, everyone. Pretty in Pink. Thanks for joining, Pretty in Pink. Are you pretty in pink? For real, though? Prayers for Australia. What's going on in Australia that I haven't heard about yet? I love all these like crazy YouTube names like Pretty in Pink. I don't think she was pregnant either, Carol Carper says. Any OBGYN can tell you if she was pregnant. Brush fires are bad. Ah, gotcha. BJ Church says that the Robertson case is the worst case ever. I just came from Miss Murder's live. Laugh out loud, Mary says. Mary Swampy. Miss Murder was just live. I didn't know that. But Miss Murder, thanks for sending someone over here to dad with a phone after you were live. Miss Murder, you know what? If you want to call in, Miss Murder, you can call in, or you can actually come on my show if you want to. Let me see. Boom. There's my StreamYard stream. I guess anybody can use this link, but if you want to join the panel tonight for a little bit, I'll be kicking y'all off. Don't be thinking you're going to stay on the whole show, though, by the way. I ain't bringing you on to keep you here. I might be going till midnight. I'm not going to go till midnight, but if you want to join, you can join in. I threw out the link. Miss Murder can tell me about the fires if she wants to. I don't know. They said there's fires going on, so brush fires. Happy New Year. People have died. Oh, crap. People have died because of the fires? That's pretty crazy. I was very young. What a beautiful country. Yes, have her come on. I sent the link out. It's out there. If she gets on her computer, she can join. I've heard know nothing except trying to find out if Amber had a baby yet. I don't know. I don't know what y'all are talking about now. Nobody, no crime should be the title of the Lifetime movie. Vicky says, nobody, no crime. I think it should be Murder at 8,500. But they better pay me for that. Title. I own the Facebook and the .com. Did you guys know that Patrick Frazee and Crystal Lee Kinney, check this out. Oh, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. Patrick Frazee and Crystal Lee Kinney will be featured in an Oxygen Network show in a series called Couples Who Murder. Or Murdering Couples. Shit. What's the name of it? I'm not supposed to tell you all that, by the way. But I just did. I think it's called Couples Who Murder. Or Murdering Couples. It's either Couples Who Murder or Murdering Couples. It's on the Oxygen Network. It's already a series. Patrick Frazee and Crystal Lee Kinney will be featured in that. But I wasn't supposed to tell y'all that. I might actually be in that show too. Maybe. A lot of my footage for sure will be in that show. So, most of Australia is on fire. Uh-oh. Miss Murder is in the house. Add to stream. Oh, crap. I got to put my headphones on. If you're there, Miss Murder, just wait 1 second. I can't hear you. Let me see. I got to put my headphones on. Are you there, Miss Murder?
Yo.
Oh, you are here. I got you. How are you doing in Australia? You're not burning, are you?
No, we're all right here. I mean, we do have a lot of like green banks and that are set aside. You know, you're not allowed to build on them. You've got to preserve a lot of the nature and things like that. But that's not to say it couldn't go up as well. Everywhere is bad.
That's crazy. So is it just because y'all have had like droughts and stuff, or is there a reason why these fires started?
Yeah, it's been really bad as far as drought goes for years, and of course the farmers have been struggling a lot, and at this point now, I think a couple of weeks ago there was only two ways in and out of Sydney, so New South Wales. It's now to the point where Gippsland in Victoria is so bad that people have been pushed to the peninsulas, like to the
ocean.
Yeah, they're pretty much been pushed into the ocean so that they don't die. And people have died.
Man, that's crazy.
But the reason that everyone is angry is our Prime Minister. Scott Morrison keeps refusing to put aid out there. We're now up to, I want to say, the 105th day for the volunteer firefighters. 105 days away from their regular jobs, and there's no more money. And only yesterday, Scott Morrison, our Prime Minister, finally released aid in the form of the Army and the Navy. Only yesterday. Well, meanwhile, he took a lovely little trip over to Hawaii while all of this has been going on this week.
Oh, you're talking about your prime minister?
Yeah.
He went for a little vacation to Hawaii while his country's burning.
Yep.
It sounds about like a politician.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's normal here, but the fact that it's taken him so long. I mean, these fires started back in September. That he has taken so long to render aid to the country. I mean, even Canada sent over, I think 12. I want to say 12. It's not many, but it all helps. They sent over 12 of their fireys to help us, and our own Prime Minister can't, deploy every resource that we have to fix this.
It's crazy. Fire's crazy in and of itself. I mean, we've had obviously forest fires here and things that have like wiped out hundreds and hundreds of homes, but and a couple people died during some forest fires, but not a lot. So I haven't paid attention to this, so I'll have to look into, and I'll keep you guys in our prayers for sure. So.
Yeah, thank you. And Bridget Parker, so one of our true crime girls, she her area was getting evacuated last night, but she is safe as far as I'm aware.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad she's safe. I'm sure that people are doing the Facebook thing, checking in safe in Australia, but
it's a good system to have.
Yeah.
But people have been losing their lives, and my God, how ridiculous is it? What does it take for the leader of your country to bring help? It took people actually being pushed into the ocean. I'm like,
no, I understand. The politicians are politicians, though. I mean, the government moves at a snail's pace no matter what country you're in. So
agree.
I mean, it's happened here before where like a forest fire has been set, but they wouldn't release the Air Force Academy is in Colorado Springs, and the Air Force Academy has these special tankers, and it took them forever to release the use of the special tanker to help put out the forest fires, even though the forest fire was literally burning in the Air Force Academy's backyard, like it was coming down the same mountain. So I understand that it's a game of money and power, and it's back and forth. They're fighting. So I'm not going to blame the dude in Australia, but I would say that if your country's burning, it's probably not the smartest thing to do to run off to Hawaii.
No.
So it's probably not like you probably should have talked to your PR guys and said, "Hey, I got this trip to Hawaii planned, but Australia's on fire. It's probably not the best thing that I run off to Hawaii." So
yeah, and around Christmas time, he took a private jet to go and have lunch with. Can someone help me with the name? I want to say the Murdochs, but I don't know if it's the. It's a bit like having, powerful families, influential families, and things like that. But yeah, he went. So there was a big uproar for that he went and took a private jet just to go and have dinner, and then hopped on it and went home again right after. when only $11 million has been allocated to this, to fighting these fires. There is no extra.
Beck says that Australia's been on fire for months. Is that
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
just been burning?
Yeah. All of these spot fires, and a lot of homeowners and stuff have been risking their lives and staying behind to put out these spot fires just until the very last minute, when they're getting, evacuated out. And it's terribly bad. So yeah, since September, 105. The other day it was 100 days that the volunteer fireys were pleading for more money, because it was the 100th day that they'd been away from their regular paying jobs. So they've got no income coming in for the families.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. There's people here that were involved with the fires here in Colorado, and they're saying the same thing. It's just like a protocol. It's like, fire's crazy though. Fire is like a natural disaster in a sense. It's like a tornado. It's like a hurricane. It's like a flood.
I had a disagreement with my husband yesterday about this, when I said that, to me it's almost like it's almost like a creature. It's like its own entity. And he's going, oh no, it's not, blah blah blah. But the way it behaves is what I meant, is that it's,
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about the world is it could burn up and we could all burn up with it, and the world will regenerate itself. Like, I go up to the wall, like there's a canyon here called Waldo Canyon, and a few years back they had a massive fire and it burned literally 300 and something homes down in Colorado Springs. But I have visited the Waldo Canyon burn scar, and I was actually in the Hayman fire burn scar today. And fire is regenerative, like it regenerates the life. And so the earth could burn to a crisp, and in a couple of years it's still going to be around. So but I understand we build these densely populated areas that are filled with people. And I mean, California has burned up, same thing. California was on fire for months and weeks or whatever, and it's probably still on fire, but like whole freaking towns and stuff just burned up. And
I think that was the end of 18, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In particular.
Yeah, it's just a fire is a natural disaster that we live with because we think we can control it, and a lot of times all the money in the world is not going to stop the fire. And so I understand the politicians' games. I don't agree with it, because it's just money. It's like y'all print fucking money, so you might as well just move some decibels, and call it good. But
it's not like you have to do a bailout or anything to make this happen.
Yeah.
So
no, I understand. Well, what else is going on, Miss Murder?
I'm just looking into more corruption with the Texas Rangers, this and that. All the usual crap.
You should call up Chuck Norris and see if he'll give you an interview. I'm just teasing.
Chuck Norris. Yeah.
You should at least download that theme song, the Texas Ranger theme song that Chuck Norris was involved, like had that television show, so you could have the theme song for your.
I have not heard it.
You've never heard. You've never heard the. You gotta YouTube the Texas Ranger. Yeah, look up the Texas Ranger TV show theme song or something. And
that'd be funny.
Oh, it is classic. The theme song is classic. I would quote some lines from it, but I don't remember any. So, but it's good. You should look it up. So, looking into corruption in Texas, huh?
Oh, look, we know it happens everywhere, but the old boy system between law enforcement and the Texas Rangers. We saw it in the Geiger case. Remember Amber Geiger shooting Bottom John?
I do remember that.
Yeah, and definitely there was a buddy system there. The DA in that case had put a gag order on that case, and he blew his own gag order by doing a public interview. So it was all purposeful. You know, they're against her. They're bringing charges to her, but they're not.
Well, there you go.
Definitely.
Well, and you're in. Is it January 2nd? There, am I correct?
Yes, it is almost 2:30 in the afternoon.
So Miss
So
Myrtle's talking to us from the future.
yeah. So it was already mid-afternoon yesterday when the ball dropped and all the rest of it. So, but I didn't stay up long much after. I think once you get into your 40s, you're like, you know, and my son's growing and I don't have any grandkids yet. So I'm like, yeah, just stay in for the night.
I fell asleep early, but then we had fireworks that were on top. They set off fireworks on top of the mountain and they woke me up. And so I watched the fireworks at midnight, and then I barely got any sleep. I was back up at 2:30 this morning. So
Speaking of fireworks, a lot of people put forward, you know, petitions and things like that for that money to cancel the fireworks for New Year's Eve, you know, a lot here, and put that money to the fireys. The only problem with that was a couple is those fireworks were already paid for in advance. You know, the January 1st, 2019, they were already planning for the 2020 fireworks everywhere. You know,
yeah.
and it's like, you know, because people are thinking, well, fireworks cost millions of dollars. Like, say, down at Circular Quay, down at the Sydney Harbour Bridge for Sydney, you know, they cost millions and millions of dollars, and they're saying cancel that and give it to the fireys. The other problem with that, despite them already being paid for, is that people forget the revenue that is generated by putting on those fireworks, and that money far exceeds anything that was spent on them in the first place.
Yeah. What they could have done, what they could have done though, is if they would have had the fireworks and it does generate all money because people come and watch them, they could have done some sort of like, hey, donate $1 to help fight the fires, or donate $1 to help the firemen, you know, or whatever. They could have had like made a special benefit night, not change the fireworks and not take away the revenue that's already being generated by the fireworks, but actually just add something and say, hey, drop $1 in a fire boot to help the firefighters or whatever. And I bet they could have raised more money than they would have ever thought of raising just by canceling fireworks. But
so by canceling it, you're taking away even more in millions than what they actually cost to put on from the local businesses, and those are the businesses who are contributing financially to the volunteer firefighters and other people. So it bears having, you know, a second thoughts about boycotting fires.
Is the smoke from these fires visible at your place?
Yeah, it's not orange like it is in Victoria. At like 10:30 in the morning, the sky was just like orange.
Okay.
You know, in Victoria and things like that. In Brisbane, so I'm in Queensland, so we're kind of a state away from, well, maybe like I want to say 600 to 800 miles away from any of those kind of bigger fires. Angela just said it cost 6.5 million for the fireworks in Sydney alone. Yeah, but the revenue generated from all of those restaurants and all the rest of it was far exceeded that, and those people would help out. So,
how can you spend? Well, first of all, how can you spend $6.5 million on fireworks? Like, I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm not saying, but like, who the hell? How can you spend 6.5 million on fireworks? I,
that's the 2020 fireworks at the Harbour Bridge in Sydney at Circular Quay.
it still just
So
doesn't
I
make
was
sense to
there.
me. Like, you can
I know
build.
it is a lot of money, and people think, "Oh, give that 6.5 million to the fireys." But if you cancel it, one, they're already paid for, so you're gonna put all of these businesses, you know, that do it with the fireworks and that, you're gonna put them out of business. It would destroy them, and they don't have that money sitting around still. Six
Well,
and a
yeah,
half million
no, yeah.
dollars.
I'm not even saying cancel it. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
figure out in my head, how
I
can you
know.
spend how does, like,
Yeah,
I mean, they
I know.
come, like, fireworks come from China. They cost pennies to make. How could
Yeah.
you spend 6.5 million on fireworks? I'm not saying that they're not good fireworks show. In my fathom of a head, in my mind, to spend 6.5 million on fireworks just doesn't make any sense. But hey,
I know.
to each
I
his
know. It's
own. And
crazy.
hey, it's like spending 6.5 million on toilet paper. That doesn't make sense to me either.
No,
you
can
know,
you imagine? Can you imagine, like, if that money was put towards solving world hunger? That's just one night in one city in the world. You know, we could solve world hunger. We just choose not to.
yeah, that's the village mentality, though. The village mentality says, "I'll take care of my village. You take care of your village." You know, that's
Yeah.
just, and we have become this world of these massive villages, and we as humans were never created to live in these mass metropolitan areas. This is something that is so um, it's so foreign in a sense,
Hmm.
you know. And so it's world hunger, home, like Colorado, Denver. We just had friends from Florida come and visit, but they stayed in downtown Denver for a couple of days, and they stayed right in downtown Denver is a place called 16th Street Mall. It's like just this one block, or it's this one street that's like blocked off for traffic. They have buses that run, but like you can't drive, and they have, like, street malls and different things. But now 16th Street Mall has literally been taken over by homeless people, and people are like, how can we have all these homeless people? But a lot of homeless people want to live. They want to live homeless. They want to live. And I wouldn't say that they wouldn't take a house or they wouldn't take a job, but a lot of them don't want to work jobs. A lot of them want to live this free life of, I can make enough to have my food and walk the streets and have my little community. And so to solve world hunger, or to solve poverty, like there's a great documentary that I encourage everyone to watch. My One of my good friends was the cinematographer on it, Simon Sianka. It's a documentary called Poverty Inc., and it actually talks about why we have poverty and why we have this world hunger, why we have these things. And so
Yeah.
you should check out that documentary called Poverty Inc., and it literally tells the story of how we've impoverished countries by
Yeah.
sending them financial aid or whatever. America has literally made countries poor by sending them financial aid. And so yeah, I mean, that whole the idea of solving a problem like world hunger, or to solve the homeless problem in Colorado or the US or anywhere in the world, for that matter, it is going to take probably a simple answer, but it'll have to be played out on a like a worldwide scale. And I think they're going to have this dude like people say that there's this guy named the Antichrist that's going to show up and solve all these problems for us. That's a joke, by the way. Anyway, in what did you say, Miss Murder? You sound like Bridget Parker.
Because I'm Australian.
There
And
you
my
go.
name is Bridget Pika. So to confuse you all even more, we have almost identical name.
Oh, I got you. So
But
people
I
say,
by no means, I'm not saying, like when you say there's a simple answer, yeah, that's just a simple answer from me. It's bigger than any of us. And I by no means am saying, you know, put all of money towards from fireworks towards world hunger. That's not what I'm saying, and everything will be happy. I'm not saying that
Miss
because
Murder, Miss Murder, Miss Murder said if the prime minister would have canceled his trip to Hawaii, there would be no fires in Australia. That's what Miss Murder just said. I'm just teasing. Teasing.
I'm like, what? What are you? What shit are you reading about me now?
I don't know. I'm just messing. Hey, well, Miss Murder, it was great to talk to you tonight. What do you got planned for 2020? Anything planned for 2020?
Just a few changes to the channel, and like as far as that go, I'm trying to work out where to prioritize my time. I've got
Priorities.
I've got some studying to do. I've got to do something about my old clothing business that is in the garage because someone wants their garage back. Yeah, a bunch of things. So I need to work out what's kind of the most important out of everything.
Well, I think
You know,
we can all look at our priorities in 2020 and figure something out to help us prioritize better for sure.
I think so. I think so.
Well,
All right, thanks for
awesome.
having me on. I'm going to hop off and
All
do
right.
another priority, housework.
All
Yay.
right. We'll talk to you later, Miss Murder. Thanks for coming
Okay.
on for a second. Bam. Lip gloss. Caitlyn Jenner, billionaire. Lip gloss. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? Oh, Miss Murder. Australia's on fire, and we could have solved the fires if that prime minister wouldn't have taken that Hawaii trip. Damn him. Oh, man. Politicians. So 2020 is an election year here in Woodland Park, and I am for sure going to play a role in the elections that happen in, you know how like Russia hacked our election here in the U.S. or whatever they say, like they said Russia hacked the election. The Woodland Park Underground and Dad with the Phone are going to hack the 2020 Woodland Park elections. How about that one? I know right now. I know right now that there are people in Woodland Park freaking out that I'm saying that, and I vote for DWAP. Where can I find Poverty Inc? It's not on Netflix. I don't know, Cindy, right? Google it. It might be on YouTube. It might be on YouTube, but just Google Poverty Inc. And like I said, a buddy of mine right here in Colorado Springs, Simon Sianka, was the cinematographer on that documentary. And it's a great look at poverty and what could actually solve poverty. So please run. You have our vote. Cowgirl up. The problem is that you have to live in the city limits of Woodland Park to actually vote for me. And there's 7,500 people in this town, but you would be surprised at who actually lives in the city limits. But can you ask her about insurance? I don't know who you're asking. I can't. I don't. I could. Insurance is a scam. Dad with the phone said that out loud. What else we got going on? So yeah, hey, it's such a small town that I only need 25 signatures. I only have to get 25 signatures to get my name on the ballot. Like, so if I wanted to run for city council or if I wanted to run for mayor, like all I have to do is get 25 people who live inside the city limits to sign a little petition, and that will put my name on the ballot for mayor. I actually did this in 2018, but after I got the signatures, after I turned them in, after they verified it all, they were going to put my name on the ballot. I called the city and was like, hey, don't put my name on the ballot. I was just fucking around. It was a joke. I don't really want to run for mayor. This year, though, in 2020, I may actually run for mayor for real, and we'll see. I might do it as a joke too, but if I get 200 votes, I'd be happy. If I got 0 votes, I'd be happy. I know that there are people in this town that would love for me to be mayor only because they know I wouldn't take shit from anyone. And if I became mayor of Woodland Park, I would clean this mother effing town up. And I'd start with the law enforcement because the mayor is the police chief's boss. And so I would definitely start with law enforcement. I would start with city officials and city employees that are corrupt. Yeah, I'd run some folks out of this town. So who knows? I may run for mayor and I may be like Donald Trump and actually win and piss everyone off. And it would be classic. And you guys would laugh all the way to the bank. Are you famous in Woodland Park? Infamous would be the proper term. Infamous. You only need 25 signatures to run. That's the truth. So to put your name on the ballot, I got like 150 signatures last time just to fuck with them. So I had 150 residents of Woodland Park, people who live in the city limit, sign my petition so that I could get on the ballot. And I did it just to fuck with all the other politicians, to just be like, oh, you bitches think y'all are funny. Wait till I run for mayor. And then I backed out because I was chicken shit. Do what? Do it. Make a difference. The problem is, I don't know how much of a difference you can actually make. The system's broken. And you can infiltrate the system as far as like I could get my name on the ballot, I could run for city office or whatever. But to actually change something, I think we're going to have to rewrite the system. You guys understand that the system you and I live by in the US, not in Australia, but the system in the US was literally written with a feather and ink. And I have my own television station now. Like, if you would have told Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and our founding fathers that there will come a time when any dad in America will be able to broadcast his face live to the world, those guys would have looked at you like you're an idiot, right? They would have been like, what are you talking about? I think if George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, these guys that we call our founding fathers here in the US, if those guys were alive today, they would look at you and I in America and go, wait. Y'all are still running this thing by that damn Constitution we wrote? I mean, y'all haven't fixed it? I mean, we were freaking buying and selling slaves at the time, and we were cool with that, but y'all haven't fixed that little piece of paper that we wrote with the feather and ink, and dad with the phone has a television station in his house? Wait a minute, I don't understand this. I think that's what Thomas Jefferson Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, all these boys would sit back, John Adams, they would have all sat back and been like, you guys are idiots. We wrote that shit on skin. Like, we wrote that on animal skin, and we wrote it with feather and ink, and you guys have autonomous freaking cars. Like, that's the problem with our country today, is the best two people that we could get to run for president was Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Those are the best two people in America that we could get to run for president. Those aren't the brightest people in the world. I know we got a lot of Trump supporters. I know we got a lot of Hillary supporters. All I'm saying is there are actually brilliant people in this world. And if we started to listen to some brilliant people, we may actually be able to fix a system that's broke. And I think I'll be dead and gone by the time that happens, because the only way to fix the system, and I hate to say this, it's just bloody. And nobody wants a bloody war. Nobody wants a war, a civil war, because people try to revolt against the system. Nobody likes that. That's not a smart thing. But if there was a way that some smart individuals could come up with a new way of doing things, I mean, let's be honest. America is just a collection of a bunch of different countries that we call the United States. But each country, each state is literally like its own country. Like in Colorado, marijuana is legal. But there are states in the US where they will throw your ass in prison for marijuana. So it's like Colorado is its own little country, and California is its own little country. And so we may be the United States of America, but there is absolutely zero that is united between the states. Can we be honest about that for a second? I know we're the greatest country in the world, but we're the sickest country in the world. We consume 85%, if not more, of prescription medicines in the world. We're a freaking sick country. We are less, I think we're like 6% of the world. I could be wrong about this. Somebody's probably going to be like, you're a fucking idiot. I don't care. We might even be 2% of the world. We are I think we are 2% of the world. We are a very small portion when it comes to humanity in the world, but we have more prisoners behind bars living in boxes than the entire world combined. Think about that. We have more prisoners in the US than the entire world combined. We're the most powerful country in the world. This is true. We have something like 650 plus, listen to this, we have 650 plus military bases around the world. There is not even a close second when it comes to military bases around the world. So could I make a decision? Did I choose to be born here? No. Am I proud to be born in America? I don't know if I would call it proud. Am I fortunate? Absolutely. Was I through random selection? I was born, my consciousness was put into a body here in America, and I was born on American soil. That makes me no better than anyone born on any other soil around the world. But it's so archaic. It is so archaic the way we think about countries and state lines and country lines, like the immigration battle. Check this out. El Paso, Texas, has about 400 murders a year. Estimate 400 murders a year. If you cross a 50-foot imaginary line. So, some parts of that line are marked by a river. If you cross the river just across the border, they have 4,000 murders a year in Juarez, Mexico. Literally, you could throw a rock from El Paso to Juarez, and we are so advanced of a people. We are so advanced of a country. We are so advanced as humanity that 50 feet, 4,000 murders happen on that side, 400 murders happen on this side. That's how archaic the way of thinking is. I have combined, right now, I have people from Australia and New Zealand. There are going to be people from Singapore who watch this. There are going to be people from Europe who watch this. And I'm a freaking dad with a phone. But yet, we have this archaic way of thinking of villages and my dirt is better than your dirt. Even like Texas, right? I was born in Texas. But like, don't mess with Texas. Texas pride, Texas this. Everybody has pride in their dirt. They literally have pride in the dirt they were born on, and they didn't even have a choice about that. So to me, it's just ignorance. I know this is pissing off a lot of people. I know I'm not even reading chat right now because I know a lot of you are going to be like, you're going to be pissed, and I'm okay with it. This is how I think, right? This is why I love everybody. This is why I have a heart of compassion for everybody, because I don't have this idea about people based on the dirt they were born in. I don't have an idea about people based on the economic status that they were born in. I don't have an idea, and my compassion isn't based on somebody's financial stability. So, or what country they were born in. And so there you go for 2020. If you wanted to know a little bit about me, there's my political stance. I'm sorry. Love you guys. All right. I'll get off that damn rant. I work in the mental health and the postpartum psychosis, or any kind of psychosis is awful. It's scary. My dear friend went to a stress-induced psychosis. What do you think of Prince Andrew? I don't know, Miss Justice. I don't have any thoughts on Prince Andrew. No more thoughts than I do on our own president. No more thoughts I have on our own system. I think it's just archaic. And here's another thing. Like, I homeschool my children because the educational system in America is archaic. Do you realize I'm so proud of my son right now? My son will be flying a plane by age 14. That's a true story. He'll have his pilot's license at age 14. That's before he'll get his driver's license. He'll be able to fly a glider before he's 14 years of age. If my son wanted to do anything in the world, if he wanted to learn Chinese, I could have a Chinese instructor from China teach him Chinese. I could have Miss Murder teach him Australian if I wanted to. But that's the thing. I homeschool our children not because I think I'm the best educator for my child. I think the educational system is archaic. We lock kids in the equivalent of a prison. Public schools are built by the same people who build our prisons. They're built with the same designs: locked doors, security lockdown, teaching kids how to walk in line, obey. My kids couldn't walk in. My kids cut the line at the buffet because I never taught them how to walk in a line. How about that? My kids will not stay inside the lines. You haven't met, some of y'all have met Isley and Ella, but like, teaching kids to stay in the lines is archaic. We're going to lose all our artists. American artists are almost, they're almost like a dying breed. They're almost extinct because we've like stifled the artist. We've stifled the musician. I met a kid from Florida. He's 16 years old and almost went to jail for a rap song he wrote. If you cannot express yourself with words without getting in trouble, what the hell's free speech for? This kid almost went to jail for a rap song. I'm not saying this kid. I met a kid this week that almost went to jail for a rap song. He got kicked out of school for a rap song he wrote. It's ridiculous that if kids can't express death and murder and hate, if they can't express love and life, if they can't express through their words of art without getting in trouble, it's so freaking ridiculous. But that's the world we live in. Damn, Dad's getting deep tonight. Sorry about my rants, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. At our local high school, all the money goes to the football team. Yes, we absolutely value teaching men how to chase balls. We definitely value that here in this country, to teach men how to chase balls. I teach my dog how to chase the ball. I'm just saying. Anyway, never say sorry, D-Wop, please. I know I shouldn't. I should never apologize. Bunch of freaking. I should never apologize. I'll get over that in 2020. I'm going to quit apologizing. Oh, y'all got me worked up now. Y'all got me worked up. What do y'all want to talk about? Politics, education, what's wrong with the world, how to solve world hunger, how to solve poverty. What do y'all want to talk about? Maybe we should just talk about the next murder, the next true crime case. Sipping on my gin and juice, Shell says. I know I need to get me some more sweet tea. My wife got mad at me. She didn't get mad at me, but she made my wife make, like, she doesn't do it anymore, but for a while she would make me a fresh, not for a while, for 15 years of our marriage, she would make me a fresh gallon of sweet tea every day. True ass story. Recently, for whatever reason, she hasn't made me a fresh gallon of sweet tea every day, because the fresh gallon of sweet tea wasn't getting drink every day. I would drink a lot of the sweet tea. My kids would drink the sweet tea. And this is something her aunt does. Her aunt down in Southern Florida, I love Aunt Louise. Her aunt makes a fresh gallon of sweet tea every morning. And but recently my wife said, what, you don't like my sweet tea no more? And I was like, what do you mean I don't like it? I love your sweet tea. She's like, well, you don't drink it as much. You're not drinking a gallon a day. I love my wife's sweet tea. I should go get another glass right now because my wife got mad because I didn't drink all her sweet tea up. Diabetic. No, I'm not a diabetic. I just walked 10 point something miles today over the most rugged country. I just walked the equivalent of 166 flights of stairs. If I die because of sugar, more power to the sugar. I love sweet tea, and I'm in Southern Florida. Good. I'm the bomb, Miss Justice says. I'm a bomb, y'all. I'm gonna go grab some sweet tea. Y'all just speak amongst yourselves for a second. Oh. I know y'all think that I got the best wife in the world. I know y'all think that, and I absolutely have the best wife in the world. One thing my wife does for me every day almost, and I don't remember exactly when she started doing this, but every day my wife brings me coffee in bed. Think about that. Every day. And if I try to get up and make the coffee, she don't get mad at me, but she like gets on to me because I don't know how to make the coffee. But she brings me coffee in bed every morning. And that's like a little thing, right? That's just a little thing. Something super small, right? It's not like she's making me a 5-course meal for breakfast, every morning. But she does do me some good breakfast though. But she brings me coffee in bed. That's my love language. Coffee in bed is a love language, and my wife loves me by bringing coffee to me in bed. That's a little thing. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Oh, I guess because I was talking about her sweet tea. But if you didn't know that about my wife, you should know that about her. She puts up with me. One day when I die, I'm going to tell my wife that she can just tell the whole world about how much she had to put up with. How about that? I was going to try to be nice to myself. Like, my wife knows the most evil parts about me, right? Just like you probably know the most evil parts about your significant other. I love it. I love marriage is a beautiful thing. That's something we destroyed here in America. Can I just say that? We destroyed the family. Can I tell y'all how we destroyed the family without you guys getting mad at me? Look, if you're a woman and we took mom out of the house and we put her to work. And I'm all for women's rights, and I'm all for women working. And if you don't have a child and you want to have a career, I think that's awesome. But if you have a child and there's some way that you can spend time with your child in the early ages of its life, and I mean extended periods of time, not like you got some time off work while you were pregnant. This is going to make women mad. I know I'm going to have some feminists pissed at me. But if we would put mom back in the home, we would put dad back to work to go and gather food, and not in an ancient way of hunter gatherer, but put dad to work, take mom out of the workplace and let her be in charge of the family and of the children. This world would be a better place. This country would be a better place. Can I say that? Can I say that without getting attacked by women? I mean, 99% of my viewership is women, and I just said probably one of the most sexist things this society would say. Oh, you're just a sexist because you want to put mom in the kitchen. No, I want to value the family again. I want the family to be valued. There's a reason why the government gives child tax credits. There's a reason why you get a tax credit for being married and filing jointly. It's because the government, as idiotic as they can be, they recognize that the family is the perfect model. Family is the perfect system. Hashtag that, bitches. And I just said bitches while I talk about women. I'm sorry. But I didn't mean it derogatory. I'm not apologizing for my words. I'm apologizing for the lingo in which I've used. So I know people tell me not to apologize. I'm apologizing for the language because I'm using that language calculated, but I'm also saying that the family is the most important thing in the country. And if we were to try to restore the family in America, we would fix a lot of things in this country. That's what I'm saying. If you agree, you can say amen. I'm just kidding. Or you can say I agree. Just so I know I didn't piss all of you off. I see I went from 160 people watching combined Facebook and YouTube to 130 people real quickly. I probably made some people mad. Hey, and if you're a woman and you want to work, I'm go to work, okay? But when we started taking 4-year-old and 3-year-old children out of the home and putting them in daycare for 8 hours a day, when we made mom go to work because there's no way to live in this world sometimes without 2 incomes in a household, we destroyed the family. And in destroying the family, listen, I am all for, I am 100. First of all, let me say this. I am 100% behind Donald Trump using every legal loophole to get a break on his taxes. Just like I'm 100% behind a single mom using every loophole in the welfare system to survive. I hope you heard me. I don't care if you're a single mother using the system to survive and you're getting 3 welfare checks. Just like I don't care if Donald Trump uses a loophole to cheat on his taxes. So hear me when I say that, because I am not for, there's an old proverb that says, if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. It doesn't say anything about a woman and children. So I know that women have been put into circumstances because the man has become fudged up too. And we've destroyed the man in America. We've destroyed the father in America. We've just flat out destroyed the family in America. That's the number one problem in today's society, is we have destroyed the perfect system when we destroyed the family. Man is a term used for both. Yeah. Maybe. What happens if the women keep having kids just to stay on welfare? I don't care. I really don't care. I absolutely don't care, Cindy. That's the system in which we've created. So those women are doing exactly what they're trying to get that biggest welfare check, and it's poverty. They live in poverty. So it's not like they're living this whatever. They're living in poverty. No matter how many checks they get, they're still living in poverty. And you can fix the poverty. But what I have said with that is I just want you to understand that I have nothing against anyone who has learned to exploit the very system in which we've created. I have no problem with it. I know that pisses a lot of people off because they're like, it's socialism. They're taking my money and they're paying they're paying these people who aren't working. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's happening. Get over it. You should be willing to give to single moms. There was a time when actual religion that the Father found pure and faultless was taking care of the widows and the orphans. But we don't even do that anymore. Religion doesn't even do that. They let the government do that. And the government's terrible at it, by the way. The system in which we've created to take the welfare system is a terrible system. But I have no problem with a single mom exploiting it to live. I don't. I absolutely don't. Just like I said, I don't have any problem with the rich man exploiting the system to get out of some taxes. I love it. Keep digging that hole. I'll dig all day. And you'll still watch, Andrea. You'll still watch. You'll still tune in. You'll still tune in as I dig my hole. And you know what's going to happen? Probably not tomorrow because my wife's not here. I'm still going to get coffee in bed from my wife all year long. I'm still going to get a gallon of sweet tea made if I want it. Cowgirl Up says, I'm laughing my ass off. I don't think you understand exploitation. Oh, absolutely. Just like I understand prostitution. If you can exploit the tax system, then a single mom can exploit. A single dad can exploit the welfare system. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But you keep thinking most of us are considered to be living in poverty. 90% plus are one paycheck away from homelessness, Shell said. Very true. But you know what? For years, you were one fish. For thousands and thousands and thousands of years, you were one fish away from starvation. There is something to the Darwin effect. There is something to it. Like, there is a reason why things evolve, right? But we have made it so simple to live. Nobody really has to go out and work for anything if they don't want to, just like I've been talking about. But listen, there are a lot smarter men than me. I'm just rambling, by the way. Well, I kind of have a problem, but that's my opinion. Well, okay. Everybody's got opinion. Taking advantage of the welfare system. Why not take advantage of it? The rich man takes advantage of the tax system. That's going to be the title of this video. Dad with the phone, I was laughing my ass off at your reply to Andrea F. comment. Not what you're saying, D-Wop. Oh, I believe you. I believe you. People think I care that they watch. Like when someone says, I'm unsubscribing, or I hate your show, or you're ridiculous. It's like, dude, there's 6 billion people in the world. You think I care what one person thinks about me? If you think I care what anybody thinks about me, you guys haven't been watching Dad with a Phone lately. I have a beautiful life. I could care less what people think about me. But I'm glad that some of you choose to watch Dad with the Phone. I'm glad that some of you choose to engage with Dad with the Phone. But that doesn't mean that if you want to be the negative Nancy and you want to tell me about how wrong I am, that I really care what you think. I'm sorry. 6 billion? No. There's not 6 billion people in the world. How many people are in the world? 7 billion? 8 billion? How many people are in the world right now? Can anybody give me? You seem really angry. Angry? Come on, really? Come on, Deb. You think I'm angry? You're just tuning in, aren't you? You're just tuning in, Debbie. Why don't you have a picture, Deb? Where are you hiding from, Deb? Digging the hole to raise your child. What? Ren, what does that mean? I'd call that passionate about life. If you know and understand what exploding is, then it wouldn't make sense for a millionaire to exploit it, taking those resources from that single mother. I don't know. Because I'm old and ugly. Well, at least you're honest, Deb. Get off your soapbox. Talk about something we want to hear. All right, Bobby Jensen. Welcome to my soapbox. It's called Dad with the Phone Show, and I'll talk about whatever I want to. If you don't want to hear it, you have the freedom and the right to go to the next live down the road. Dawn Break just owned you. Oh, I just got owned, Dawn. What did Dawn say? Did I miss it? She didn't own me very. If you know and understand what exploding is, well, first of all, it's exploiting, Dawn. So you said exploding. 7.7 billion in the world. 7.7 billion people in the world. Damn, just give me 1%. Give me less. Give me a fraction of a percent. I appreciate the Canadian insurance system. Welcome to DWAP Soapbox. That's what I should call this. I'm just getting crazy now. I don't have to be quiet because I'm not keeping up anyone in my house right now. I literally have an empty house except for the dogs and the 133 people watching. And I know some of you are on YouTube and some of you are on Facebook and you don't get to see the numbers. But I'm telling you, there's 133 people in my living room right now. Bobby Jensen is just trolling you guys. You know that, right? Bobby Jensen will be here for the next hour and a half. He's just trolling you. They're just trolling you guys. I love it when the trolls show up. And Bobby, maybe not a troll, but he's just trolling y'all. There's 13 on Facebook. There you go. And then that means the other 100 and something plus on YouTube. I don't know how many are on YouTube, but I don't even care, by the way. If there was 3 people, I would still be talking. What is in that tea? Sugar. I know you are, Andrea. Everybody agrees with me. Off subject. But if you or Jay would like to come to Maryland to cover the trial of my sister's murder, my family would love to have you. I'll be... What the fuck? Well, first of all, it'll be a 2-week trial. Shell, can you call me and tell me about this? Debbie F says, rotten teeth. Hey girl, we're all dying. It's okay. Shell W, can you call me and tell me about this your mother's murder? I would totally come to Maryland. Somebody wants to cover those costs. Someone's family is going through a trial. That's what they just said. They want me to cover it. That's what I just got asked. I am a she. I'm not a troll. Listen to you quite often and enjoy your show. Just not when you are ranting and raving. I get that enough at home. I know, Bobby. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching. I know you weren't going anywhere, though. But you guys know that, like, I titled this show, literally, I would be talking about everything. And I would be ranting. I even put that in the actual description. So I gave you fair warning that I would rant tonight. And so I didn't false advertise. I didn't say I was going to talk about a certain case. I didn't say I was going to talk about anything certain. I simply said that I'd rant tonight. What brought you to live in Colorado? I came to Colorado because I visited Colorado when I was young. And when I married my wife, we were living in I was actually living in Oklahoma. And then we moved to South Florida. And my wife's mother died of brain cancer. And so when my wife's mother died of brain cancer, we actually went to South Florida to take care of my wife's mother. So we got married. Me and my wife got married in Vegas. We eloped to Vegas. We've been married 16 years. So when people say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, truth is, or some people say that marriages that happen in Vegas don't work. Taylor Swift wrote a song about it, I think. Well, I was married in Vegas, and I've been married for 16 years. The word divorce isn't even like a word that is allowed in my house. Like for many, many years, me and my wife, we fight just like any couple, right? We are as close to killing each other as anyone has ever been to killing each other, right? You're as close to killing each other with your significant other sometimes than you are with anyone else, right? But one thing that early on in our marriage and early on, well, first of all, have you seen my wife? She's freaking beautiful. Let's be honest. I don't know how I snagged her, but I did. And I probably lied, cheated, and stole to get my wife. That's the God's honest truth. And I am not ashamed of it. And I would be a fool to ever think that, especially I don't understand. Like when I'm dying and I'm old, my wife's going to take care of me. My wife takes care of me now. And I'm like the biggest dick sometimes that you could ever be. And she takes care of me now. When I'm dying and old, I think she'll take care of me. And I think marriage and family is a good thing. So anyway, we got married in Vegas. We moved to South Florida. I'm trying to tell people how I got to Colorado. We moved to South Florida to take care of my wife's mother. She had brain cancer. When she died, we stayed in South Florida for about a year. And I just said, baby, I want to move to Colorado. I want to move to the mountains. I want to live in the mountains. And so I began to try to design our life to move to Colorado. And that's what we did. We moved to Colorado to simply live in Colorado. And we lived we lived in northern Colorado for a little bit. And then I realized I lived on what they called the Front Range. So we didn't actually live in the mountains. We lived basically, let's be honest, we lived in a place that was almost like Kansas. We didn't really live in Kansas, but it felt like Kansas because it was flat. I could see the mountains, but I wasn't in the mountains. And so we lived here a couple of years in the flats of the Front Range. And I said, baby, we got to move to the mountains. I want to live in the mountains of Colorado. And so we looked at two towns. We looked at Estes Park, Colorado, which is a beautiful town. It's right in the middle of Rocky Mountain National Park. It's an awesome place. And then we looked at Woodland Park, Colorado. And I actually had friends that I had known for 30 years who lived in Woodland Park. Multiple friends, multiple families, multiple married couples that lived here that I grew up with. For one reason or another, they moved here to Woodland Park. And so when we were looking for a town to live in, we said, well, let's go to where we know some folks. And we moved to Woodland Park. I moved to Woodland Park not for a job, not because anybody told me I had to. I moved here simply by design. This is where I wanted to live and raise my kids and raise my family. And so that's what brought us out here. That's why we're here. And I wasn't born here. I don't have any native dirt in me. Now, my youngest daughter, Ella, is a native Woodland Parker. She was born, and listen, no, unless you're born in your house or a birthing center, which is ironic because we have 2 birthing centers in Woodland Park. But unless you're born in your house or a birthing center, the hospital, they don't have babies up here in Woodland Park. And so my daughter is a native Woodland Park, Colorado baby. She was born on Woodland Avenue in Woodland Park, Colorado. And I like that. I love that all my kids were born in Colorado, but she was actually born at high altitude in Woodland Park, Colorado. So I hope I answered that question. D-Wop, thank you for the New Year's Eve fireside chat. It was amazing. Somebody from Singapore is calling right now. Are you really in Singapore? Hello? Are you calling me from China or Malaysia or Singapore? Are you going to talk to Dad with the phone? Oh, they hung up on me. I can't publicly, but can privately. The state's attorney doesn't want the trial moved out of the county. I took a screenshot of your number and will give you a ring tomorrow. My area code is 443. Okay, Shell. I'm interested in hearing about your case and hearing about that. And the fact that you're a family member that has invited me to the fact that you're a family member that has invited me to cover that case, that trial, I totally would think about coming to Maryland to cover it. Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining tonight. I'm praying for you, girl. Have I missed any questions or any comments that you guys absolutely want me to read? Because I looked away from comments for a while and just noticed some different people that came in. So if you're just joining, I have zero subject matter. This is a terrible, terrible content-driven show. I simply am ranting off the top of my head, talking about everything. I think I talked about government, welfare, religion. I got on a couple of soapboxes. We've given a few updates on questions about some cases. I've wished a lot of people a happy new year. I guess I went off camera for a while, but I'm right here. I was live on camera. Yeah, no filters tonight. I turned off my filter because no one's in my house. So, I don't have anybody in my house to have to filter for. Should I filter for you guys, though? Have I offended you tonight? So, no family ties in Colorado, just like it there. Absolutely. I don't have any family in Colorado as far as blood family. I have a lot of people in Colorado I consider family, but I don't have any blood family here. My blood family lives in Texas and New Mexico. So, thank you. She deserves justice. I wish I could scream the details to the world. I don't want to risk. Where is your sage? I think my sage is over in my kitchen. Do y'all need a saging? Should I sage you guys? Yeah, but see, Jamie says keep it real, but make no mistake about it. If I say something that offends Jamie, she will text me and tell me, because she has in the past. She has, for real. When does KK go back to court? KK goes back to court, I think the 29th, the 28th or the 29th, January 28th or 29th. And that's me spitting off the top of my head. Megan goes back to court. Singapore's calling me again. Look at that. Y'all see that? That's a Singapore number. You're live with Dad with the phone.
Yeah, hi. This is Gabriel.
Hey, Gabriel.
From
Are you calling from Singapore?
Oh, yes, I am.
I see that. So you're listening to me on the other side of the world.
Oh, yes, I do. And anyway, I will be writing to you very soon. Okay?
Okay.
And there's so many things that you cannot speak online, but I will write to you very soon. I've got the address from one of your moderators. Yeah? And I am very proud of what you're doing. Okay? And it put me to shame. I'm coming to 67 years old, and I've got a lot to learn from you.
You said you're coming up on 67 and you have a lot to learn from me?
Yes.
Oh, well,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I've got 3 grown children. They're all married, and 4 grandchildren.
That's awesome.
I've been married for 48 years.
Hey, I could learn something from you. I've only been married for 16 years. I feel like I'm an infant.
Well, one day at a time. God is good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
One day at a time.
That's the only way you can live. We're not promised tomorrow.
That's right. Yes. Yep.
We are not promised tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll write to you. I'll send you pictures of my family. All right.
You're gonna write me and send me a letter. You have my address. You said one of the moderators gave you the address.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I would love to get your letters.
Okay.
Absolutely. That means so much.
China.
You live in China?
No, I'm not from China. Singapore is not in China.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Singapore is its own country. It's in between Malaysia and Indonesia, right?
Indonesia. That's right. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We have our differences politically, but not so bad as any part of the world. You know.
No, absolutely. You have your differences, but if you get cut, you bleed just like me. We are both humans.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and other than that, I think we count our blessing. We are blessed.
Absolutely.
We don't have with all this YouTube nonsense. We don't. It's been forbidden. Yeah, you can be charged in court for that. Yeah.
You can be charged in court for YouTube.
For YouTube, you're speaking ill of someone else, right?
I'm sorry if I'm understanding you.
If you're talking bad about someone else that you have got no facts with, you can be charged in court.
Oh, if you talk bad about like your politicians.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. See, and here in America, if I talk bad about a normal person, like just a normal average Joe, I can be charged in court. But politicians, I can talk bad about. I can talk bad about politicians.
Yeah, the problem is there's too much of freedom of speech. Okay? Yeah, you can speak. Freedom of speech it is, but you can speak with the facts and the truth. Not bashing and all kind of bullshit.
Absolutely. No, I understand. I understand what you're saying now.
Okay, wait for my letter. I'll be writing to you. Okay, God bless your family.
Thank you. God bless you too, and thanks for watching. I am honored. I am super honored.
Yeah, I am watching.
I am super honored that you would even spend any time to watch, and thank you for calling me. And I can't wait.
Yeah, okay,
I can't wait to read your letters.
A lot of lessons to learn from you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we have lessons to learn from everyone. And
you got a good family. You have a very, very good family. I really honor that.
I am super blessed. I am super blessed with my family, and and I know that. So thank you so much.
To you and your family and your subs, I say Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. That means so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey guys, did y'all know the world is watching? So when I say I'm humbled, that the world is watching. I truly am. You guys know I'm a high school dropout. Y'all know that? I don't know if I told y'all that. I'm a high school dropout. I can read, like I can read. I can barely spell. I have failed at more things than I've succeeded at. When it comes to family, I got a lot to learn, but I think I'm a success. I guess I won't be judged as a dad until my kids are grown and gone. And then we can look at my children and figure out if I was a good dad. But when someone from a half a world away, that's why I can sit and look and I can tell you that I don't care who watches. Because I know that half a world away, somebody's watching in another country, and I'm humbled by that. I really am. That right now, as I speak, on the other side of the world, I'm in someone's phone, I'm in someone's living room, I'm talking to someone directly. That humbled me. That humbles me, because I've failed at a lot of shit in my life. And the fact that anyone would tell me that I have a wonderful family and a beautiful family and that I'm blessed, and they would recognize that, makes me happy. It does something for me. It does more than any subscription. It does more than any like or follow. It does more than anything that anyone could ever do on YouTube when someone will pick up the phone from half a world away and say a few nice words to me. So, take that one. Take it. Boom. Young mummy is watching from Australia. She's like a whole world away. She ain't even a half a world away. She's a whole world away. So it's beautiful. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Like while other YouTubers are screaming about super chats and Patreon subscribers, I'm going, damn. If somebody's watching, I'm happy. Whatever. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. She was too cute. Yeah, and they had a cool accent. And when you have a cool accent and you call me from Singapore and you tell me you're going to write me letters and send me pictures of your family, holy sheesh. Holy sheesh, that makes me happy. The monster was charged with 9 charges, including first-degree murder, 9-degree sexual assault. You're talking about your case. Gotcha. Come on. How about Havasu? Look, Christy Rose. Thanks for watching. Havasu. Havasu's in the house. I love the way it isn't about money with you. Yeah. My provision, I'm pretty blessed. I'm going to be honest with you. People yell at me and tell me to get a real job all the time. They're like, get a real job. They leave comments. They're like, get a real job. You know, my new thing, when somebody tells me to get a real job, I'm going to tell them, oh, this is my real job. You didn't know that? Jeez. You guys know I have sponsors for this show, and I don't ever mention my sponsors' names because people have given me faithfully since I started Dad with the Phone. They actually give me money, by the way. People faithfully every month give me money for just simply doing Dad with the Phone. And I call them my sponsors. I don't try to exploit my sponsors. I'm not trying to push their products. They faithfully give. And I can tell you something, but you might not believe me. If you're in your life and you don't give, you're missing out. The law of giving is as true as the law of gravity. If I pick something up and I drop it, 100% out of 100% times, it is going to fall to the earth because of the law of gravity. Now, some would say that the law of gravity is simply a theory, but it's a theory that happens every time. If you give, not to me, but if you give 100% of the time without fail, you will receive. So if you haven't been giving, and when I say giving, that doesn't mean you have to give of your finances. It could simply be give a kind word to someone. It could simply be pick up the phone from Singapore and tell someone you have a beautiful family. Give a kind word. But the law of giving is as true as gravity. Prove me wrong. But so when people say I'm not all about money, people give me money. I have no problem saying that. But people give me kind words every day. I am blessed. I am. My provision is taken care of. So, love you guys. Thanks for watching. God and Singapore is beautiful. God and Singapore is beautiful. Absolutely. You have support all around. Boom. Christy Rose says exactly. Jamie says, yes, kindness is beautiful. Oh my God, Shell. I'm sorry. Oh, you're talking about Shell's case. We're going to find out more about Shell's case. She's going to let me know more. Two hours and 45 minutes. I'm busting this out at 3. So if you want to get something in, if you want to call me, if you want to say something to me in comments, if you want me to comment on something, make that shit happen in the next 15 minutes, because 3 hours is just too long. It's felt like 5 minutes, though. I felt like I started this 5 minutes ago. Just donated $20 to D-Wop. Shit, I'm going to buy coffee with that. Shell, I'm going to buy coffee. Look at that. Look at that bit. Look at that, kids. Y'all want to know what? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, come on. What's happening? What happened? Shit. Did y'all see that text message? Did you see that text message? I just got a I love you text message. Oh, my heart just goes off. I got a I love you text message from my wife. Settle down, kids. We can't see it. That was an I love you text message from my wife. She must be watching my live video. Or maybe she's just saying I love you. I love you too, baby. I just got a Shell, I'm going to buy coffee with your $20. I buy dollar coffee. I don't buy Starbucks coffee, but I tell people when they donate $20, they just bought me 20 cups of coffee. Oh, yes, I got an I love you from my wife. Will you look into in Indiana? I don't know. I was talking about, I don't know, Cindy, right? There's so much evil in the world. I got to pick. I have 100 people asking me to look at different cases around the country. And I feel like I can only handle one case at a time. I just feel like it's only proper. I feel like that if I'm going to give, a case attention, I need to be able to give it all my attention. And so there are cases that have like grabbed me. There are cases. Listen, I've only looked at 2 cases, by the way. If people think I'm some expert in the true crime world, I am an infant when it comes to true crime. I am an infant when it comes to looking at cases. I got into this because a woman was murdered down the street from me. And after I got into doing that, I have a passion for it. No mistake about it. I have a passion when it comes to the true crime genre and talking about different cases. I do have a passion. I think I have a talent for it. But I mean, I am just one person, and I'm just a dad, and I do have a family. And contrary to popular belief, my family has suffered this year because I've looked into cases. And at one point, I had to talk with my wife. I had to sit down and talk with my wife about it. Like, I had to literally sit down and talk to her about, as I was going through the Kelsey Barrett case, because my family was being attacked on a lot of different fronts. And some of the attacks I've talked about, other parts of some other attacks and stuff I haven't talked about. But there were attacks on my family, and there were maybe brought on by my own choice, and maybe brought on outside of my own choices. So some of the things and the sufferings of my family this year are brought on by me. And then some of those sufferings that came my family's way were brought on by others. And so looking into these cases, the way that I do it can bring some backlash and bring some suffering towards my family. And I have to be very conscious of that and very aware of that. Don't worry about me and my family. And people all the time want to make comments about that, like, get off YouTube and take care of your family. Listen, when it comes to my family, I love my life, my family life. And are there things in which that I can do to make my family life better? Absolutely. But telling me to get off YouTube to take care of my family is ridiculous, probably coming from someone who doesn't even have a family. And so, but to try to dive into another case or to try to dive into different cases, I have to pick those cases very carefully, just because I know that some of you understand this. I know that really some of you do understand this. But this is like, when we talk about these cases, they're real life. It's not like a Netflix. This ain't a pretend movie. Like, the Kelsey Barrett murder was real. It happened down the street. Patrick Frazee really killed Kelsey Barrett. Crystal Lee Kinney helped kill Kelsey Barrett. That really happened. And when you start diving into real cases and real life, when you start talking about the Heidi Broussard case, that really happened. It's not a pretend. It's not some written book or story. It's not a made-for-TV movie. It's a real life situation. The Jeff C. Kalungi case, real life situation. Mindy Lee, there is a mother behind Mindy Lee who's a real woman who lived through the murder of her daughter. And so when you start diving into these cases, the energy in which it drains from you, the energy in which is sucked out of you, it's like a real thing. Like, if you ever been around someone and you're like, that person just drains me. That same kind of idea happens when you start diving into true real life situations where people's lives are affected. And so understand that when I say, when someone says, will you look into this case? And I say, no, it's not because I don't think it's important. It's not because I don't think it's a valid case. It's not because I don't think someone shouldn't bring attention to it. It is simply, I have to calculate the very cost in which it costs me and I'm not talking about dollars. I'm talking about life, that life draining energy. And so I hope that helps. No caller ID. These are always fun. This could be fun. Are you calling from Boulder?
Hey, how are ya?
Good. Are you calling from Boulder, Colorado?
No, Actually, I'm from Canada. It's Cowgirl, my love.
Oh,
How are ya?
I was just guessing because it said no caller ID.
But yeah, because I'm right now in Vegas. We just got finished with the National Rodeo Finals.
Did you see Crystal Lee there?
No, she wasn't. I was on a hunt for 4 days. Couldn't find her.
Somebody sent me a picture from. She was there. No. Crystal Lee was in Vegas. What? She was there for that national. I don't know what days she was there, but I know she was there.
It was our finals. New Year's Eve. Well, it was that the day before, so the 30th, 31st, and this morning. But I've been here 4 days now.
Okay.
But she wasn't here with us.
Okay,
so
someone sent me
here when it was team pennon or roping.
Okay, someone sent me a picture of Crystal from Vegas. So that's the only reason I know she was there is because someone actually sent me a picture of her. So
she must have been down there the beginning of December then for Cowboy Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, because it runs the whole month of December down here.
Yeah, so, were you there last year?
I wasn't. No, I wasn't able. It's hard to explain, but you're a bit of a delay because I'm deaf and just got a cochlear hearing implant, so I wasn't able to attend last year because I was getting ready for major surgery to get the device done and that. But
you speak really well for that.
Actually, I've always had my hearing, but I lost my hearing due to a situation.
Okay.
Which I won't get into because it's my story and I keep it quiet. But anyways, the reason I wanted to call you was because we're sitting here now, we're all watching this stuff, and me acting like a crazy lady trying to find KK. The last 4 days has been absolutely hilarious for everybody. But we did talk to a couple of people that knew Patrick and said that guy was as crooked as a $3 bill, and we got some funny stories. I got a few recordings I'm going to send to your voicemail so you can play them that I recorded a couple of these cowboys saying, because they had a lot to say about that clown. But and nothing against rodeo clowns because I know you were one.
I was.
But this was just too much. But anyways, I wanted to say, whoever it was that told you to get off YouTube, whatever, you know what? Go pound salt. They're jokes. I'm sorry, but to be perfectly honest with you, you carried the Kelsey Bears case to the utmost highest standard that I've ever seen anyone carry a case. Then the Heidi case, you blew me out of the water with your coverage of that, with your coverage of Shane.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Now I'm gonna get a little emotional here, and I apologize.
Don't apologize.
But everyone should get the hell off of Jay's for Justice's ass in regards to the person that called in. You know what? We've all dated that one particular guy that nobody liked or whatever, and had shit to say about him when we broke up. We did all that. You know what? I've got girlfriends that talk about my high school boyfriend, how much they hated him. Then I ended up with him. So whatever. But no here or there, but they need to just shut their mouths. I'm sorry, but they do. But in regards to the way that you spoke about Shane and held him at the utmost standing, I was so, so proud of you. Only reason being is because my uncle was the last man to be hung in Canada.
Oh my goodness.
For a murder he didn't commit.
Oh my goodness.
And it came out 6 years after he was hung that
The guy that was with him did it, and he took a plea. And to grow up with our last name smeared and damaged, growing up, I couldn't wait to get out of my small town, to get away from my name. I couldn't wait to get married. I couldn't wait to change my name. I was so humiliated. So I know what Shane's kids are going to go through when they watch this stuff.
Yeah. No, I
It's
understand.
heartbreaking. It is. You don't realize how much damage one negative word can do when it goes around. I've got newspaper articles and newspaper articles with our name, like our family name, just smeared. But when it all came out and it was showing that he didn't commit the murders, he wasn't even there.
No, I can only imagine.
So our name is still dirt. It's devastating, and I want to say thank you for being such a wonderful, wonderful man, husband, dad, brother, son.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your kind words, and I want you to know that people right now in chat are sending you love, and they're praying for you and saying some really kind words. And
well, thanks everybody. It upsets me because even my children now, to look back at their grandpa and their uncles and even their aunts, and they have to see that horrible stuff said about their great uncle is just devastating. And to have one of your daughters say, "Wow, did he really do that?" No. And I had to pull out every newspaper article, everything that was ever written about our family name. And we come from a well family background, but our name was smeared. It was devastating, and it was heartbreaking to have my own kids, so which would be his great nieces, to have to live through something like that. It's just heartbreaking. But to see you stand in Shane's corner and defend him showed exactly what type of integrity you have as a human being, as a person. And hey, I would be asking everybody in chat, let's all chip in, invest some money into a property in Woodland Park, and let's become residents of Woodland Park. And do we have to be permanent residents in Woodland Park to vote you as mayor?
Oh, yeah, you got to be no, you don't have to be permanent residents, but yeah, you do have to be a resident. But thank you. Those are. I just don't know when it comes to I think of politicians as there's a lot of corruptness in politicians, and I'm sure there are good men that are in politics. And so I think about politics and go, I don't know. I think it would be funny to become mayor of Woodland Park. It would be more funny to me than it would be probably beneficial, but just simply because it's funny. It would be funny. It would be funny,
well,
but
I just think
but,
I don't know.
But thank you for the kind words.
There, it needs somebody with your backbone. It truly does.
Well, I think everywhere needs good men to stand up. And I'm at a point now where I just don't care anymore. I think that enough good people don't say anything, that even if I'm not right, if I'm trying to do something with if I know in my own heart that I'm doing something out of a pure heart, even if I'm wrong, at least I'm doing something, right? At least I'm saying something. And so that's my biggest thing. It's just so many good men don't say anything. They won't get involved at all. And
right.
And so it sucks, because there are a lot of good men in the world, and there are a lot of very smart men that could maybe influence change in our country and influence change in their own little world. But because they are overworked or they're overstressed on their own family life, that they don't stand up, because it's just too much work. And it's and trust me, if you go into politics, you have to be ready for your entire life to be dissected. And so people will try to say the most evil things about you. They will try to take everything that you've ever done and will try to use it against you. And I am far, far, far from perfect. And
Oh no, none of us are perfect. You know what? You know what? If call me a liar, because if I was ever to make the statement I'm perfect, I'm a liar. I'll be the first one to admit it.
Absolutely. But it's so funny how we get attacked. Like, so I mentioned a couple of movies today. If you watch the Kevin Hart documentary, it's Kevin Hart, and his whole message is perfection is impossible. And you know, he tried to live Dave Chappelle said he was 4 tweets shy of being perfect, you know, because he said some things when he was younger, 10 or 15 years ago, and people tried to bring that stuff back up. And so and we live in a world where all of that can be brought up. Like, you can't hide anymore. Like, you cannot hide anymore.
But see, that's the thing. They can the same shit with, sorry, I just swore on.
That's all right. It's a late night show. It's a late night show.
Apologize.
It's a late night show. Don't worry about it.
I don't. This is the thing that blows my mind, because for the amount of people that have real crappy stuff to say about you, you've done nothing but radiant.
Well, let me tell you, we put a magnifying glass on the crappy stuff people have said about me. But the truth is, I have received way more love and kind words from people than times 10 when it comes to a negative word said about me. So, you know what? I don't mind a negative word. I don't mind a word, anyone voicing their opinion about me. It doesn't faze me in a sense. But I put way more of a magnifying glass on the negative, because trust me, if anyone who has listened has heard phone call after phone call after phone call where people have said so many nice words to me. And so I just like that call earlier from Singapore, just like your call, just like every call. Yeah, you know. And so, like, I have received so much love and support from people that it literally blows my mind. And so, and I love those people that
your honesty comes through when you do your lives. Your honesty and your integrity and the way you look at things in life says a lot about you as a human being. So I think that's what pisses a lot of people off. Hey, you know what? Put me under a microscope. You'll find shit that I did growing up that, hey, you know what? Oh, well, I did it. I own it. Whatever. I've done shit the past 6 months. I did it. I own it. I apologize. But the thing is, I wouldn't change a single step that I've made.
It's what makes us.
It made me the person I am today. And
Absolutely.
It's the same thing when you got talking about homeschooling your kids and raising your kids. It's the same thing, because I've always said this. After becoming deaf and realizing what you lose with the simplest things, not hearing a bird chirp or something stupid, not hearing a crosswalk beep when it's time for you to cross or whatever. It's the simplest things, but I can always look at my girls and say, if I've done one damn thing right in my entire life, it was raising those girls to be honest, truthful, and respectful. That's all I give a shit about.
And that's really, I care about each and every one who's listening. I really do. And I care about you guys. But when the dirt hits my coffin, if all I'm known for is being a good dad to my kids, I was successful in life. And
Exactly.
and so
And you are.
and so yeah, and I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to parenting, but I love my kids and I try to do the best I can for them and with them. And so if I die a good dad, then I was more successful than most. And so I love that. I love that. So thank you so much for your kind words today.
Awesome. And I'll make sure, so there'll be a number coming up, a Canadian number coming up with some, so don't answer them because you're going to want to record.
Yeah, call and hey. Yes, leave me a voicemails, and we want to share those voicemails.
Like some of the stuff that they had to say was just like, I'm jaw dropping. I was like, well, what?
Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait to hear them. I can't wait to hear them.
Okay, I'll make sure I fire them off.
All right, thank you so much for your call again.
You take care, and thanks for everything, D-Wop.
Thank you.
And thanks, everybody, for all the kind words.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean to get upset. I apologize.
Hey, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry. It's okay. If we got a leak, if we got a leak,
thanks a lot.
If we got a leak from somewhere, it's okay to leak from the eyes.
There you go. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. You have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
All right, you guys are way too kind. The problem with y'all telling me how good I am, the problem with y'all telling me how honest I am, the problem with you guys telling me all this, y'all are freaking setting me up. That's all I can say. I love it. Thank you guys for watching tonight. You've been watching Dad with a Phone. If you want to know how you can help, you can go to my Facebook page and give Dad with a Phone a written review on Facebook. It means a little bit to me when you say nice words, and that's cool. But there are others watching. And I'm not talking about the people that are calling me. I'm not talking about the people that chat in these chats. There are other people watching. And 2020 is going to be a huge year for Dad with a Phone and what happens. And those little Facebook reviews, when you go on Facebook and you leave a little review on my page and you say, I recommend Dad with a Phone, people are watching that, and it makes a difference. So if you can do that, you can do that at, here's my social medias. If you don't follow them already, you can follow them. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I do a little bit on Twitter. I'm also on TikTok. If you don't know what TikTok is, it's because most of you are in your 60s, and I'm a 40-year-old man on TikTok, which is probably way too old to be on TikTok, but I'm on TikTok under Dad with a Phone. So go follow me on TikTok as well. There are a number of ways that you can see where and what I'm going to say each day. And I say a little bit on a lot of different platforms. So make sure you follow all my platforms. If you want to hit like and subscribe on YouTube, that's cool. If you don't, totally down with that too. If you want to give me a bad review, go to my Facebook page and give me a bad review or an honest review. You don't have to make it bad, just make it honest. And so thanks for watching. We just slammed 3 hours and it felt like 5 minutes for me. It might have felt like 7 hours for you guys, but for me, it felt like 5 minutes. I feel like I just started a live video 5 minutes ago and it's already been 3 hours. So in my book, that's a good show. Thanks for watching. I'll be back. Probably, maybe. We're not promised tomorrow. If I never speak with you again, know that it's been awesome.